Speakerboxx.
Hello, hello, hello. So, you probably hear the frustration in my voice. So, the audio for today's episode is fucking awful. Let me just be honest about that. It's ass. I guess we didn't check it to make sure it was fine, but it sounds a little underwater sometimes. Sometimes you can't even hear our voices, but I'm still going to post the episode because it just makes, the content we cover in this episode is important for the most. It's very important. So I thought we can't just cut the whole episode off. So I just want to do a bit of an announcement in case some of you guys decide to skip the episode, which if you do, I can't fault you. So Bayani, who you all come to know as Gio if you watch this podcast, so that's how you learn of him, has released his album, Being Bayani Is Dead. No words I can give here will do the project the full justice and admiration it deserves. The project surgically displays great lyricism, production, and a deep reflection of themes of death and loss. So should you, understandably so, choose to skip this episode, I implore you, almost demand you, to not skip this album. So stream Being Bayani Is Dead on all platforms and keep a lookout for more content around his art. As for the quality of this episode, I'm going to do better to ensure that it doesn't happen again. So yeah, my bad. Hope you guys enjoy it if you do watch it, and if you don't, more episodes to come without this problem happening.
Speakerboxx.
Yo, what's up in the Speakerboxx Studios? My name is Gio. To my right, I've got right in front of him, we've got Sean, and to his right, we've got Haley. And we are Speakerboxx Studios, and we are coming at you live once again. The date is September 3rd. September 3rd. It's been a minute since we recorded. The last time we recorded was a couple months ago, but it's probably been like a week for you. So
Not even, actually.
maybe it might not have even been a week. Who knows? Only future Pat knows.
Our records are gonna go sick with the time displacement.
Yeah, all of our records are like just all over the place. I mean, only God knows when we will choose to record.
It's going to be consistent after this one, I feel like.
Yeah, until Sean gets a fifth job, and all of a sudden, we're recording at 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday.
I'm gonna have an 80 on the next day.
But what do you guys want to talk about? We're sitting here now.
Alright, so
We had a
whole
couple
thing.
things. Let me just double check. I can use my phone now. Holy shit.
You guys' phone now.
Oh yeah, you have your phone out now because we have fine technology, new camera.
Yeah, we upgraded.
We have a
We
camera.
upgraded. We're up now. We don't have.
We have a multi-$1,000 camera being used to record 4 jack-offs talking about music.
In 4K.
In 4K.
How did they catch you in 4K?
I mean, with this camera, probably that's the whole thing we were talking about.
All right, you're in the whole. So, yeah.
All right, so today we talking about the creative process.
The creative process, very easy subject to put into 1 hour.
Very easy subject to put.
All right, well, who wants to start?
I think we should let y'all start because this is going to be like a Geo episode. We start with him first because we're all creators here. That's kind of fun, but
let me preface.
So
the date is September 3rd. 2 days ago, I released a 10-track album called Being Bayani Is Dead, which hopefully Pat will release this in like a week so that we can talk about that as soon as possible. But that's the whole reason why we're putting off letting me talk right now because I'm going to fucking yap for like an hour at least.
you earned it. That shit is hard.
Thank you. Stream it. It's everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, fucking Pandora. Snapchat Music.
Snapchat music.
Fucking Vimeo.
So if we're going to end with Geo, we should go this way.
So
Tell us about your creative process, Hildy.
Well, first of all, start with what you create.
What do you
We
create?
never really talked about this before.
There was that porno that you were filming like earlier this month, right?
make sure you catch this. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, seriously.
I mean, the only thing that I really create was just like the simple beats, like once in a blue moon. I'm trying to get back into it more often. And what I start off with is mostly like just like the drums, percussion, and whatnot. And it's like being on campus and I use more DAWs and shit. But uh, I've learned how to like start with melody and then go lead into percussion and like it's not for everybody to start with the melody and then lead into percussion because it's way easier to start with the percussion because it's like the heart of a beat obviously, and then lead into the whole melody. If you're gifted like that, you can start off with the fucking melody, or if you practice well enough, you can sit here and lead into some like weird shit, and then after that, add like I don't know simple 808s or whatever the fuck you want to do. People do that shit all the time, but yeah, I think at least for me, I try to keep things like a little uniform, but also try to like branch out with ideas at least with like a melody, and that kind of fucks with me a bit at least because of the fact that I like to keep uh things so like in how do I explain this? So in basically in uniform, like basically
You're keeping things in line. You're straightening it out.
yeah, straightening it out, just making sure like, oh, it's in like simple time. I'm not really doing anything complex or anything like that. So I just sit here and uh, probably do like the most thing that people would do, like just common time, nothing strenuous, not doing anything like I don't know, 6/8 or like 9/12, anything like complex, anything like that.
All right. So I mean, you talked about just kind of like doing this simple beat making, kind of this idea that you want to keep things uniform. Do you ever find yourself wanting to kind of just go fucking nuts once in a while and like?
I mean, I try, but then I just like lose it because I can never really sit here and like keep it up. Like
Yeah, it's a momentum that you have to kind of maintain.
yeah, because like I have so many random ass fucking ideas pop up into my head, and the next thing you know, like I want to put it down on paper and whatnot, and it just like doesn't necessarily come out the exact way that I'm thinking, where I can't like replicate it at all, at least in my mind, and uh, and I'm still trying to figure that out, and doing it from scratch is the harder part versus getting shit from like different places and whatnot. Like I don't mind using different sources and whatnot, but like the main thing, at least doing it from scratch, is not for fucking faint of heart unless you want some simple shit that's just 808s or some easy ass chords that are looped around.
Yeah, like anyone can make a synth melody and then like put over the same like
just fucking
10-second loop of a beat and just loop it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have no experience with like beat making from scratch like that. Usually, a lot of it is like outsourced.
I scrap so much shit.
Outsourced beats and soul cuts and melodies that I try to pull. So I mean, like I have all the respect in the world for people who make fucking beats from scratch.
Alright, Sean.
Let's hear you. What do you be making then?
I mean, I dabbled in beat making, not like too crazy with it. I was on a rock band, and then I kind of just take apart, have like set up and like templates, and then kind of just add like the drums where I see fit, like drums and cymbals, and like
Couple hi hats.
yeah, definitely the hi hats,
Couple kicks here and there.
yeah, and see what I can make from there. But yeah, first I started rapping. That's like really what I like to do. I finally just started back into it, so really just like venturing out more to producers, copy beats instead of just like going on YouTube and the free nonprofit that was like paying more so about this beats. It was like putting the money to get the beats, you know what I mean? To like actually feel comfortable, like okay, this is my beat now, this is what I can do. of songs that's unreleased that I want to put it together. I can make a tape, but it's just a matter of sitting down and putting everything together, like not hold back anymore.
You know I'm gonna fucking say to you, man.
But
Fucking put pen to paper, put mic or voice to mic.
yeah, no,
Put that shit out, man.
yeah,
There's no shame in putting music out.
no, for sure. Like I was already like I was listening to some tracks that I had like on my phone. And I was driving here, and I was like, yo, I gotta probably take the pen out in the paper, and just try to write it out and flesh it. Because I feel like you put stuff on paper, like I used to just write rhymes on the phone, I still do. But I feel like just putting it on paper, like you're able to like retain knowledge better. And then I feel like just putting it on paper makes it more like real. It's like putting it on your phone, it's kind of just like I don't know. I feel like we're not really
No shame in that.
involved.
No shame.
No, yeah, no, I still do. But I feel like if you put it on paper, like it's more like real. Like you're actually seeing the words like written down in the paper, as opposed to like
I write in a fucking Google Doc, bro.
Like,
I feel that too.
so
but
many fucking notes.
it's like I don't know. Something's with that paper. Like say when like if you're studying stuff and like you have to like see it in real time.
No, it's a there's actually psychological studies that when you like actually like write shit
Yeah,
down,
it's
like,
more. Yeah, the way your brain processes it is different.
Yeah.
And then also like even like I started that with the DJ stuff too, where I used to be just taking tracks on my phone and then playing it from there. But now like I've been listening to a lot of like Hot 97, I think, with Jenny Boom Boom, and
Shout out to Jenny Boom Boom. She was a real pleasure when I met her a couple months back.
Buck and Ridge. I think his name Buck and Ridge.
You know,
But,
DJ
like,
Michi. DJ Michi.
Yeah, DJ Michi too. But like bunch of records, I'm usually driving to work around like 7 or 7 o'clock. So I'm listening to that.
Mhm.
So basically, what they do, like they like play a beat, and then it's basically about sharpening up my transitions. So I think I did. But I was working on my show, the show that I have coming up, because I finally signed up for a slot for WFCS again. So Intune's coming back, but I was working on my transitions. Basically, what I did was that I was playing the Vince Staples. I don't know how you say D2 Fake. That was that track. Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
love that song.
It's
Yeah.
so fucking good.
I grabbed the vocal from Old Dirty Bastard on the Brooklyn Zoo. I just grabbed the acapella from that, and then I just kind of placed it on the beat.
Use that as like a transitional piece.
Yeah. He was like, "Well, you will love this," and then I grabbed the Schoolboy Q. I just played the beat, reversed it, and then I think I just grabbed another song. So right now, I'm just gonna make my transition sharp. I feel like with the DJ, like at least for me personally, I feel like if you're a DJ, you can't do like the bare minimum of putting the tracks together on a phone and play because it's way more deeper than that. Like, there's so much stuff you can pull from different like references and like shows and movies and other songs, and other vocals. So much. It's like that's why like with music, there's just so much things you can play around with. Like there's no limit to it. So it's like why just stop at the bare minimum? See what else you can explore and put together. Because you never know what's gonna create. Like
That's facts.
yeah, that's what I'm at.
Care about your shit.
Yes. Facts. Learn that.
All right, so I'm a bit of an outlier because mine has like nothing to do with music, but and all three of y'all do. So basically, for me, it's like two things. On the side, a lot of like creative writing. I have a major issue with it though because like I've actually never necessarily fully finished anything. I have one of my major issues with it is I always get like bored very quickly of it. I'm like writing shit out and I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. This shit boring as fuck. Yeah.
You're like, damn, am I bored?
Right. And the things I get close to finishing, I read it back and I'm like, man, this shit
Ass.
Yeah, bro. That's a story of my fucking life with like all the shit that I've written in the past.
That's the process, man.
Oh yeah.
That's
So,
the process.
I just gotta like make myself like, go back to things. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is ass, but you at least wrote something. Let's work with it. So
You wrote more than you did yesterday.
right, exactly. If I added up all like all the words from everything I wrote and never finished, I would literally probably have like 3 fully fleshed out novels right now. There's like so much shit that I need to like go back and finish.
So you write like books.
Yeah, like the only thing like short stories, longer stories. The only thing I really finished was a screenplay I wrote for like a screenwriting class, but I don't really like it, so I want to go back and like change and see like what I can do differently.
As long as you acknowledge the shit you did well on it.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I did a couple.
He's gonna drop a diss novel on us, bro. That's great.
Not this, not that. That never existed.
There's definitely I could definitely find
definitely,
examples of
yeah.
diss novels, bro. I could definitely find those.
But beyond writing, another thing I really got into is the whole reason why I came to like Central and switched to like a communication major is because I want to do some form of like production.
Film.
And I used to like think I was going to be like, oh, I want to be a director. I want to be like, no, not really. But then I used to also make YouTube videos like way back in the day when I was like in high school. That's where the name Pat Nato came from. That's what I called myself. And that basically became my name while I was in high school. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody said Patrick, always Pat Nato.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was recording some editor's notes for our Speakerboxx episodes is when I realized like, yo, I love this shit. So I'm working on my own solo podcast right now. I don't got much to say about it because it's still like, you know, like the development stage,
yeah.
but it should definitely be coming out.
You don't
probably
fuck with us. He started.
yeah. Well, no, it's because like it's not really music
Yeah, I was
based.
gonna say, I have a feeling I have an understanding of what it's based on, just off of what I see you put on your socials and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I have a pretty good idea.
I don't want to hijack.
Yeah.
I don't want to hijack this podcast for it, but
Bro, it's
can't-
you've
I mean,
probably worked on this podcast more than anyone in this room.
I mean, I'm still gonna push the agenda and shit on
Push
this
the
one,
fucking
but
agenda,
like,
man.
but like, you know, I don't want to like the thing-
Speakerboxx is as much your podcast as the rest
Yeah.
of ours.
but like I want to like you know really like focus on like long form, expanding on the issues and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's what the podcast is working on right now. I got a working title. I'm probably going to change it because I had like 50 different titles.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was called Culture and Chaos, but I'm right now it's tied between that one and Liberatio.
Liberatio.
Yeah, I might go back to Culture and Chaos. I don't know.
Like a Liberace type thing?
Yeah, yeah. I had a whole bunch of like right now the podcast I did have was called Liberation Waves, and I like only recorded one episode. I'm like, nah, I gotta go back to the drawing board, But I'm finally coming down to something that I can actually like release and be cool with. So probably by the end of this month, I'll have something actually done.
That's what's up. Well,
It does.
we gotta start a magazine, guys. Oh, we gotta chill, bro. We don't got our own shit. We can't even release a podcast.
Right. This one should come out in a couple days, though. So.
Thank fucking Christ, man. We're finally gonna put a fucking episode.
Right.
A year and what?
A year and some change.
Yeah.
We've been fucking recording this podcast. All we've done is record.
Actually, it's been less than a year technically. Our first episode was September 25th.
Holy shit, we've been recording for almost a year.
Almost, yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I remember because my little brother's birthday, and then that's the date on the
That's fire.
Damn.
Happy birthday, Pat's brother soon.
Everybody's like, oh wait, damn it.
We're gonna do a special episode for Pat's brother's birthday.
Man, it kills me because he cut out the really funny part for that. Our when this comes out, this will be our fourth episode, right?
Yes, we have fourth.
Okay, so the third episode will be the
That's a Justice League one?
yes,
Yes.
it'll be that one.
Yeah, we
He
can't.
cut so much, bro. So
I had the,
Wait.
the moment I heard Black Kryptonite, I'm like, all right.
I need a job, bro. I need a job, man.
You're the only one that's gonna be safe if I ever released that because you didn't really like you were there, but you didn't like necessarily say all the
Yeah.
listen,
we're
We
cooked.
guilty by association.
He was laughing, bro.
Oh.
He's the one that thought it was funny. We were making it for him.
But Hilly started it. That's the part.
Yeah, so Hilly started that.
I did not only start it.
I was not, actually not. That was my secret evil twin, Bayano.
Alright.
But yeah, that's all right. So let's now go to like the real reason for the idea of this episode.
Hey,
Mhm.
what's up? So, like I mentioned earlier, I released a 10-track EP. It's on streaming everywhere now. It probably have been out for maybe like a week by the time this episode comes out. So it'll still be fresh. It'll still be hot off the presses. The kind of concept for Being Bayani Is Dead starts actually before the whole concept of the project as a whole starts, because I'm going to plug my boy Verism again. It's VERISM RIP. One of the best producers I've ever... Actually, no. He is the best producer I've ever worked with. One of the best producers I've ever heard, period. The dude takes ideas that you could never even imagine and puts them onto a track like nobody else I know. I met him 2 years ago over the internet. We had a mutual forum that we kind of both talked in for a bit. And that's when we found out that we both did music. And I told him back in, I want to say September of last year. November of last year. This is like a month before I released my fourth EP, Heaven on Earth. I told him that I wanted to make a collab project together because for us that was both a really big deal. He doesn't really work with rappers, and I've never really worked with just a producer one-on-one before, so this is going to be kind of a process for both of us to kind of figure out, see where the stars align, see where some roads maybe go different ways, and kind of figure that out. And for those of you who don't know the story of Being Bayani Is Dead, you could probably tell off the album cover. Back in February, I had a heart attack. Legally pronounced dead for 15 minutes because my heart legally stopped. As in, like, my heart stopped beating for like 15 minutes. Revived, spent 3 weeks in the hospital. Have been rehabilitating. I think maybe 2 weeks ago was my 6-month anniversary of being discharged, so shout out to that. And we had pushed the idea of working on a project together off, and then when I got out of the hospital, one of the first things I did was I messaged him. I said, yo, we'd already been talking at this point while I was in the hospital. I said, yo, I'm home, the studio's set up, let's get to fucking work. And we sat down, we fleshed out how long we wanted this project to be. For us, 10 tracks is like the sweet spot. It's like the perfect amount. You know, like you get a halfway point right at the 5th track. You start strong, end strong. And we said 10 tracks was the goal. We said maybe there would be some sort of narrative theme that we try to weave in. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put out just something to kind of tempt the waters. If you look back at my Spotify history, you'll see the only single for that project was a song called Wanna Know. Wanna Know was a beat that Verism had sent me called Sinclair Donuts. One of the hardest fucking beats I've ever worked on. And I told him there's something there, because at first we were kind of tentative on releasing a full project together. But he heard the single put out and he was like, I don't think there's a choice. I think we gotta put a fucking tape out. And I was like, I think you're fucking right, dude. But yeah, for me, the creative process starts with beat choice. I'm not really a beat guy. Usually I work with the producers and kind of figure out where we can go from there. Verism was my beat guy. He had a folder, 300 beats in them from 2016 onwards. He sent me every single one and said, this is going to be your project. You sit here, you tell me which ones you want to work with, and whatever you choose, all 10 are approved by me. And if you want to make more, we can make more. So I want to say 6 of the beats off of Being Bayani Is Dead is like old beats by Ver, and then 4 of them are ones he made specifically for that project. It's like it's hard to describe the creative process because for me it's kind of rampant and all over the place. I will say we don't work in order. Like, you know, the songs that we chose for sequencing all worked on at different times. Like the first song I finished was Magic was the first song I finished. And that was like one of the first beats that Bear sent me. I said, yo, listen to this. This might be like really fucking tough. Sent it his way. He said, all right, chalk it up. That's going on the project. And we just kind of followed that process over and over again until we got to like this kind of spot where we could see the project fleshed out completely. We could see like, okay, track 1 is going to be maybe this song, or it could be this song. The project's going to end with this song. This song will be somewhere in the middle because it just feels right. And I think the sequencing on Being Bayani Is Dead, I still would not change it to this day. I think it's perfect. I think it's exactly what I wanted it to sound like. It's just a matter of like, you know, for a long time I was really against the idea of going to peers for creative feedback because a lot of the work that I did, I felt like I had to kind of keep it to myself because I had this idea in my head that like your work has to be strictly your work. Like I think of the cover of Igor says written, produced, recorded, edited, all by Tyler the Creator. And I was like, I want that shit to be like me. I had this weird idea planted in my head that everything had to be by yourself. And then I spent my 3 weeks in the hospital and then realized that I literally could not operate without the help of people. And I think that's a lesson that people should take away is that, you know, life is a long journey. You cannot go through it alone. So don't be afraid to be honest with people. Be willing to share your work with people. Be vulnerable with people because that's really like the beauty of life is connection and communication. So work with people, work together with them. I had a team work with me on this project. It was me, Verizum, Ellie, who you hear on The Wall, track 9. Dude is fucking killer on that song. Stream Saints, if you haven't heard them already. Saints EP just came out earlier this year. My friend Mohammed, and then my friend Grant, who also did the mixing on Magic. Fucking insane mix, by the way. Let me readjust here because I gotta sit the fuck up. Posture. There's a lot of what would happen was the same thing. It would be I'd record a song for about 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'd export the final draft or the first draft. I'd send it into a group chat and be like, hit it with me. What's it gonna be? What do you think? What's gotta change? What's gotta go? What's gonna stay? And I would take everything they were saying and I would do my best to kind of hold myself accountable for it, take their feedback and see what we kind of walked out with. I think a lot of my initial verses that I was putting out for this project weren't as kind of heartfelt as I wanted them to be. Not like a pun on like the whole like heart thing, like like quite literally heartfelt. They weren't as serious as I wanted them to be, so for me it was just a matter of like going back and fixing it. And if I had to give like one lesson to like take away from this, it's like people always say, you know, it's time to go back to the drawing board. I think that at some point you need to be like, I cannot go back to the drawing board. I have to just commit to what I'm doing. Because if I keep going back to the drawing board, nothing is ever going to come out. And like, I probably could have put this project out like there was a world where I wouldn't have dropped this for like another like month or two, but at some point Verizum and I had to sit down and we were like,
Drop this shit.
we need to just full head of steam, just fucking straight into the sky and see what happens. Throw some shit at the wall. And that's how we got to Being BAYANI is Dead. And I mean, you guys want to ask any questions about it specifically if you can, but I mean, yeah, there's definitely details of the creative process that, like, you know, you just kind of have to adapt to. Working with people is, like, the big thing that I walked away with here, and now I have this kind of community outside of, you know, sending you guys stuff. Because I sent you guys, like, I think 2 tracks off of I think I sent you guys All My Heroes Are Dead and...
Wanna Know?
Wanna Know. Yeah, Wanna Know was the only other one I sent you guys. So, like, for me, that was, like... That's a big deal, you know, to send music like that out and be like, hey, tell me what you think, because you have to train your mind to be ready to hear things from people that you weren't used to hearing before. Like for the longest time, I had just had people tell me that my vocals were great and that I was singing perfectly, and I had somebody tell me in that group chat I was telling you about, it, the vocals on the hook are a bit rough, and I was like, all right, gotta fix that. That was the first time I ever heard that, and I don't know if I would have ever had anybody else tell me that. So I'm like, this is why I chose you. I gotta go back and I gotta fix that, and I fixed that and I re-recorded that, and that's the hook that you hear on Take It Slow. I lost my voice for 3 days recording that fucking hook, and it was worth it. But that was only because Dave, again, shout out to Dave, told me to fucking sit down and fix that hook, because the vocals were a bit rough on it. But me from a year ago would have just put that shit out. And nobody's gonna be like, yo, bro, your vocals on this one are a bit rough, man. No one's gonna be that. No one's gonna be a fucking dick about it like that. So it's nice to have like a team of people to just like constantly, have a flow of feedback and being able to take in what they're putting out. Because
no yes, man.
Yeah, I told them like straight up, if you think something's fucking garbage, tell me if it's fucking garbage, because I'm not putting out. I'd rather put out something that you guys told me to put out because you thought it was better than some fucking garbage that you guys just said yes to because you were too scared to tell me what was wrong. The best example I could think of that is The Wall, my first verse. I played it for Sean and Pat earlier. I do not fuck with that verse, but I was ready to put it out because I was like, I am fucking done writing on this beat. And I was like content with that, and I was like, I look back at that, I'm like, damn, why the fuck was I content with that? I was like, this shit was ass.
So much bullshit with yes, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got motherfuckers that somehow make it from the yes men, even though, like, realistically they shouldn't, like, make it. But then you also have shit that never comes to fruition from people, and it's, like, so much better.
I feel like when you're coming from, like, the bottom and trying to make it to the top, that's when the yes men finally, like,
Starts to show.
around you.
Yeah, because there's a benefit.
Yeah.
There's a benefit of telling you good things.
Yeah.
There's no benefit in telling me good things. I don't got shit to give to people.
He was a perfect example of getting like really popular, having yes men all around them. Might be a hot thing for some people. Drake.
I mean, yeah, Drake is the definition of the yes, or having yes men around.
If you look at everything Drake put out, like
After
in his earlier stages of his career, like you can't, like, for example, what's the name of that album with these?
Which one?
His first? Oh.
I don't know if it was first. You know, the
October's Very
the
Own.
gold covered one where he's sitting in the
Take Care.
The Take Care, yeah.
Oh.
There's that is fire. But then when you take that and you compare it to some of the later stuff, you can tell that there's some of the tracks that made on his album. Nobody was like, "Yo, man, this
shit's kind of
weak." Yeah.
Thank Quentin Miller for that motherfucker.
That is true.
So you really got to have some people telling you.
Tell them how it is. Like, just tell them how.
You got to be.
Tell them what's up. And I had that, and it was nice because I was like, not that I think any of the past 4 projects I put out are bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, there are definitely songs that I put out in the past like 3 years. I'm like, I really fuck with these, but like, there are also tracks where I listen back and I'm like, y'all motherfuckers tricked me, yo. Like, y'all really fucking let me put this. I'm not gonna tell you which songs I think are garbage because then I'm just gonna get a fucking flurry of messages like, "Yo, what? That's one of my favorites, bro." Shut the fuck up, bro.
Shit. Like,
There is some genuine bullshit I put out, and I let myself put it out because nobody told me that shit was ass the other, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, that's for like the amount of artists. Like, some of the shit that they made back then wasn't like all too crazy. But you know what? It led to them like getting something in the end. I don't give a fuck if this is a hot take or not. Like, biggest example for me is Lil Wayne, because some of his earlier shit, like, if you listen to it, really sit here and listen to it, it's not crazy. It's not.
Yeah,
Even for back then standards, like, I get it like motherfuckers, from the South and whatnot, but like it was nothing crazy. At least for up here, like, standard, like, yeah, motherfuckers from the East Coast, yeah, motherfuckers from West Coast is like, yeah, shit from ATL down south, etc. And it's like, yeah, like during that period of time, it was like Atlanta got something to say, all that other shit, in the South and whatnot. But like shit like that is like, he got better, and then next thing you know, like, it allowed him to like really expand his metaphors, and like that's his biggest selling point as an artist is like his metaphors. Not necessarily like his metaphors, his flow,
his wordplay.
Yeah, that's like all of it. It's like, it's not necessarily like much else like now, but like for the most part, it's just how he does it. His metaphors, the wordplay, and then the flow that make it seem like, holy shit, Wayne is like goated to like so many people. And then another thing, probably, I can't say like this would be a hot take, and then this one would be like mind thing, but like you could argue like Jay-Z, but at the same time not really because his like discography was like pretty good back then, but like there are definitely hits and misses out of it. Like if you went back and like listened to the Blueprint or you listen to what was it? I don't know, not Carter, but like I don't remember his albums off rip. But point being is I don't know, like his first 2-3 albums probably. It's like yeah, there's hits, yeah, there's misses, but like out of all those misses and like the few hits out of them, it's like allowed him to like become better. And then we got really good shit, and that like made him transition into the mogul now, not necessarily the artist because he's done with hip hop.
Would you take dinner with Jay-Z or 500 grand?
Like I'm taking 500 grand. It was 50K. I'll take 500 grand. You hear the fuck?
50K or dinner with Jay-Z.
Listen,
I'm gonna take 2 dinners with Jay-Z.
If I'm not mistaken, he said he can't even be mad if people take the money. I'm just saying.
He told people straight up take the money.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like-
a mogul. He's a hustler.
It's like, what the fuck you gonna take a dinner with him? It's like he's not gonna do shit. He's gonna look at you like
I'm
you're
gonna,
stupid.
I'm gonna order $51,000 worth of stuff. Is what I'm gonna do. But come on,
Like,
But
he's paying. I know he's paying.
take one fucking dinner. Oh yeah, what am I gonna fucking learn? Oh yeah, that Jay-Z's probably gonna want to fucking spit on my face for being a dumbass.
you're right. But as an artist starting out, I feel like it's better to not be as good because you really don't want to hit your peak early. That would suck. So, because I've seen like a lot of people who started their careers off of like, I would hate to be a rapper or any kind of musical artist and have my debut album be my best album.
Yeah.
Because you always want to improve afterwards.
Rappers will be hungry.
I say this with firm humility. I have only improved since I put it. I think my worst project is my first one. I think my second best project is the one I just released before this. I think my second worst project is my second second project ever. I've only learned and I've pushed myself to get better because I know that I am capable of doing better. So like why would I not put that shit to paper and like put it out? I know that for a fact that Being Bayani Is Dead is the best thing I've ever put out. I think every song on Being Bayani Is Dead is better than any other piece of music that I put out.
Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
None of his albums sound the same. Each album he is at like a whole different level.
Yeah.
And he actually studies the game. I think the album that Jam was on.
Hmm?
The album that Jam was on.
Jam?
Yeah, the song Jam. What album was that on? Was that Dangerous?
Jam?
Let me check for you, buddy. Don't worry.
Oh,
Jam.
that was the fucking Dangerous.
Oh, that was Dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I guess because I think Jam had a rapper on the Heavy D.
It doesn't show. It literally just
I think Jam had Heavy D on it, but basically that album is like he knew that the music scene was changing to more like hip hop, so he wasn't really rapping, but you could see that how his beats changed to match the atmosphere.
Mhm.
And then
You gotta evolve, man.
yeah, exactly. He said he watched interviews like everybody that was around him during like even like with the Bad tour, he was like he kept writing every day. I'm gonna win a Grammy.
Fuck the Grammys, by the way.
But like, yeah, I think like this Michael Jackson, like his dedication to the game is like, I don't think any artist. I don't really like call Juice WRLD being Michael Jackson, but
I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm sorry. What the fuck did you say?
That's what we call it.
Wait, no.
No.
Wait.
I can think of 2 artists who are more of a big Michael Jackson than him. Weekend, Bruno Mars.
I said Baby Michael Jackson.
Who's Baby Michael Jackson?
Juice WRLD. I know, but I know. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm just like, Michael Jackson's.
Are you talking about
dedication?
Yeah,
to the game.
yeah.
Okay, dedication. Yeah, I could.
No artist. I know Juice WRLD's in the studio every day. I love Juice WRLD, but like no artist is matching his dedication to the jump. I mean, Juice had enough time in the game to like really just shape that. Dude on his way, like maybe like about to scratch the surface of what he can really do, but like I don't think I'm convinced.
I can go on a whole long rant about why there will never be another artist as big as Michael Jackson.
It would take quite a bit for like anything like relatively close.
I don't even think it's even possible in the era of streaming. Like it's because
too many people go viral and too many people die.
Yeah.
right, exactly. Like to be like a Michael Jackson fan back then, you had to like go and buy his shit.
Well, okay, we have to talk about like the relative equivalent of that in the modern age.
Thing is, there is no
it's
relative. There will never be a relative.
That's the thing though. It's like
Like who? Like
I'm not saying that.
The Weeknd and Bruno Mars are the only two examples.
Well, I'm not saying like there's anybody in particular. Now I'm just saying like for there to be like the modern equivalent of like a Michael Jackson.
You're right. You know Miles.
Anyway, there would have to be like some no. That motherfucker sucks. I don't give a fuck.
Jones.
But yeah, for there to be a modern equivalent, like there would have to be like
You have to change how music is listened to.
Yeah.
You'd have to really shake some shit up that like makes people look at your music or like the shit that you're doing and like, holy shit, why did nobody do this before? Or like he's reinventing or they're reinventing this shit.
How many years like I know like from Bad.
I know from
like,
from Thriller to Bad is 5
Where
years.
the hell is Michael Jackson?
From Thriller, I think Thriller was 82 and Bad was 87.
Yeah, he took all that.
Off the Wall was 3 years
was
between
79,
that
yeah.
and Thriller. Bad was 5 years. Dangerous was 4 years.
Yeah,
You gotta take
and
your time.
Then History was 4 years. Blood on the Dance. No, that's Invincible was 6 years. Yeah, and then his literal, I think, last fucking
I
album.
mean, I can think of plenty of people whose game I studied to write. Like there's so many people that you have to be willing to admit that there are people who have. I think people who go into the mindset of making music, hey, nobody's ever fucking done the shit I've done before. Bro,
Wait a minute.
There's somebody.
Wait a minute. But then we can't forget the one motherfucker who's apparently done everything first.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
You.
So, I'm the first rapper to do this. I'm the first rapper to do that. I'm the first rapper to do that.
I ain't gonna lie though.
Like there's some things.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's
That
right,
nigga had everything unlocked in the when he first came out.
It was like
2000s, 2006 ish,
or
right?
so. Yeah, because I was fucking elementary school still. Yeah, so about around that time, like 2006.
I went to a white school this time with like very white kids. This is before hip hop became popular in that community. Soulja Boy, everybody talking about That's another thing that changed, yo. We need to like really push for the music video era to come back.
That's
Magic
starting to
music
come
video.
back, but like
Magic
not so
music
much in
videos.
hip hop, but like in other
Yeah, I know.
genres.
When it comes to like music videos, like I want the creative direction.
Yes.
Because like I had ASAP Rocky, like he dropped a video called Taylor Swift.
You filmed that in the Ukraine, bro.
I
That
know-
shit was crazy.
I know, like ASAP Rocky, like, he has like a very unique way
Mhm.
of filming his videos. But I'm not gonna lie,
The shit.
that Taylor Swift was
I-
fucking ass. 'Cause I'm
Oh,
like,
the song was garbage.
like there's no direction whatsoever in that video. It's just like you're just
The song is garbage, but he filmed it in the middle of war-torn Ukraine, which is kind of fucking insane.
That is wild.
The shit that I
They're
always
literally like at the peak of the Ukraine conflict. He was in there.
Still
Like,
there recording.
he was
That's
in there
crazy.
filming Taylor throwing up fucking signs, bro.
That's
the shit that I want to see is like, something out there that is akin to Missy or Busta.
no for real.
etc.
Yeah.
I know that some artists do shit like that here and there, but like if you see a good amount of their videos, like you see like the weird out, like the weird lens, like camera point of views and whatnot, and like the like rotating the cameras around and the spinning the fucking point of view and whatnot, or like wearing weird ass outfits,
Yeah.
weird ass like concept designs for like for music videos. So like what was it? What My Eyes Can See, like Busta and whatnot. It's like I shit you not, and this is the only thing I'll fucking say. It's like when I was little, my mind made up some wild shit. I don't know what the fuck it was, but that music video scared the shit out of me.
Which one?
the like on my hands where my eyes can see. That music video
was fucking scary as shit, bro.
As a kid, when
Bro,
you're
how
looking
old
at,
were you watching that shit?
I don't know, probably like fucking 5 or 6. But like
That video is fucking creepy as hell,
it's
bro.
creepy. That's why I was just like, bro. My mind was like, I don't know what the fuck. Like everything was all up in the fucking screen when I was watching the music video one day, just randomly, and I'm just like, I'm seeing like weird fucking demonic shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? As a kid in my mind, like just not literally, what the fuck. I'm just like, oh my god, this is scary, or creepy, you know. I'm like, ooh. And you know,
You see,
yeah.
You see how you can still remember that?
Yeah, that's
stuck
shit.
with you. Like that's missing. I'm trying to think. I've seen like hella music videos.
Same with fucking Missy too.
I can't like remember a lot of the ones I see because it's like you didn't. I mean, it's a cool video. It's a nice shot. It looks good, but it's like you didn't really do anything different. Like I don't really get a benefit from watching this rather than just listening to the song and chilling.
It's okay, dude. I will change the music video game.
Another one I could probably give you an example on. Not like that it scared me, but one that I remember was "We Made You" by Eminem. So like, it was just a weird ass fucking video in general. It's just the fact that like it went from like having like Elvis references to like Sarah Palin references at the time, and then like him being like a fucking lumberjack, having like Kim K references, and like when he was talking about Kim, like in the video, it was like the whole central point was like her ass and like being fat and whatnot, and blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, like you saw like the literal like visual effects of like her ass like enlarging and then shrinking at the same time, just like at some point just like whoosh at the fucking screen for no fucking reason. Like it was fucking weird. Trust me, it was funny and weird, but it stuck with me because of how fucking stupid it was.
Right.
Fucking 5 years old watching that.
No. That video that was like 2008 or 9. So this is when his Relapse album came out. So
Okay, so you were a bit on you were like what? How old were you when Relapse came out? I'm gonna.
Oh wait, no, the 20 that wasn't.
You tell me.
That wasn't like
I'm letting you know right now. You're gonna tell me how old you were when Relapse came out. I'm gonna say damn, no matter what you say.
Hold up.
Wasn't Relapse like 2009?
2009.
Yeah, it was 2009. So
how old
yeah.
were you?
Okay, so we're gonna do simple math here, right? I was born in '98.
Damn. I think it started with a
So
9, bro.
It
started with a 1. You know who else was born with a year that started with 1? Abraham Lincoln, dog. George Washington.
Listen, at least the year of my fucking birth is on a compound sentence. Fuck you. Fucking 2008. You still going, my boy?
You're supposed to say the end, or else not over.
Damn.
What?
So I had 2 years. That's 2. And then I had 9 years.
You're 11 years old when Relapse came out.
Yep.
Damn!
Damn.
I was 6 when Relapse came out.
I was 8.
Sorry, 7 when Relapse came out.
I was
7.
8.
Damn.
So let's go back a bit, right?
We're going back further?
Not to that.
It's going to be fucking black and white by the time we go back any further, bro.
All right, bitch.
I'll start playing jazz music at that point.
That's what I'm saying.
You know hip hop that far back?
I was in there rapping like, I was walking down the street. I was playing basketball in the park with my friends. Oh, sorry, it's
All right,
it's so fun. It's so funny to make fun of me for being old. I'm so sorry.
I'm not even fucking old. Fuck you. Anyway, so
98. Wow.
if we want to go back a bit, well, I kind of want to go back a bit, where
The dinosaurs.
where we were talking about But we were talking about people that like have like peaked at a singular album and then not really doing good since. So who, like each of us, name a singular
An
person,
artist that peaked.
at least in your mind, from a singular album, and then like didn't really do shit after. I can tell you one right off rip.
Go ahead. Might as well.
Why be in the mirror?
You don't like Soul Train?
Nobody fucking knew that existed.
I'm giving you my heart.
Bro, his solo album, absolutely fucking terrible. Actually, no. All right, both Almighty J and Namir, just fucking
Peaked on their
complete
first
fucking
album.
ass, right? Corday is the like singular best of the fucking three. And that's he's still fucking.
Oh, Kanye West.
All right. Anyway, you're fucking bugging.
Kanye West, Late Registration?
You're
College
saying
Dropout.
College. Oh, sorry. Wait, it is College Dropout.
yeah.
Wait, College Dropout is still peak?
That's
It is still.
we're talking about very first album, or like
College Dropout is peak?
It's funny though because there's only like two artists I can think of where you can say you have an argument that they peaked in the first album, but that doesn't make them pass because they have a whole bunch of other albums that are really good, and Kanye's one of them.
I think the College Dropout and Late Registration. First of all, to me, they're like one and the same.
Might as well.
They're basically
those are like those, but those
And they're
college
also-
albums are like
they're also his best work.
Yeah, but you definitely argue his best work. I actually agree.
the college albums are all his best work. Yeah, but like afterwards, it's like it gets iffy. Yeah, but like I'm just talking about purely like okay,
From like they were peak
Like,
and now
they
they're just
just pass.
yeah, just complete fucking ass.
fuck it. I remember.
I'm about to say the only example I got, he's still good as far as I'm concerned.
Who?
Nas. I think Illmatic is.
Oh, the Malik is his best work. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Illmatic is.
But then he has like. Yeah,
Thing is, it's like
it was written as good.
the way you
Illmatic was
phrase this
good.
question makes me think like I could definitely think of somebody who's like this, but like I just cannot do it like off the top of my head.
Somebody who made their first album that was good and then just
Just like a
dropped
fucking
ass.
Well, it's like it doesn't even necessarily have to be good. It's just like they got popularity from it, and then next thing you know,
Just
they
didn't
just
do
like,
anything with it.
yeah.
Let's see. You can't say Drake because
Ooh,
arguably his second album is better than the first one.
I mean, that's also like his best project is If You're Reading This Is Too Late. So
Somebody actually agrees with me on that. Holy shit!
what?
that If You're Reading This Is Too Late is Drake's best work. It is his best work.
I don't give a shit.
Jungle, Know Yourself.
I don't give a
For
shit.
sure.
I was fighting for my life about that
I think
one.
that's prime Drake.
I don't give a shit.
Wallet. Shake it, warrior.
I was running through the six with my woes.
Bad baby.
Bad Baby. We're counting her as an artist.
I think
Sorry,
the
Well,
first
like-
one has to be good for this to count.
Are we just only counting shit that like was good? I'm just saying like shit that like made them popular as fuck,
I mean, I guess.
and then that just dropped the fuck off the face of the earth.
I guess you could go with Bad Baby then, but
Be-
that shit was ass too.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Sexy Red.
Well, then you could technically also say Lauryn Hill actually, but she only has.
She only has the one album, but that led like to her fucking history afterwards.
Yeah.
So
History of showing up to every show late and not wanting to perform ever and only doing it for money. Yeah. Sorry, Lauryn Hill.
no,
I don't like how you move.
that necessarily.
You know, it's funny because we can't. This question is funny because it's the fact that we can't remember an artist that had a good album and then
Or
fell
like
off.
one hit.
Well, I mean,
It's
it
actually
probably
a
is
good point.
because
Yeah,
it
because
probably
they-
only adds on to the fact that they were a
They
one-hit
fell off. Yeah. Because I'm trying to think. I can't.
Shit, can you think of one hit wonders off rip that you just remember that like for a fact
One
nobody
Hit
would
Wonders.
King
that
got ye.
got you?
Yeah. And you did it after Caviar.
Oh,
That was a one-hit
yeah,
wonder?
Nah, that's for sure one hit wonder.
I can't think of any
Name
other.
another song by him.
I don't know shit about them. Motherfucking song.
He's not a one-hit wonder to me.
Uh-oh. That's not a good song.
That's not a good song.
No, that's just trying to update. I don't fucking know why.
Okay,
It's
cool.
been doing that. It's gonna postpone every fucking time. So every few minutes before we get
Actually, you might look to be a one-hit wonder. Even though I know a couple more. of
Lil
his songs.
Mosey.
That's a good one. Bobby Shmurda.
yeah, Bobby. Oh, my
yeah,
fucking
Bobby Shmurda for sure.
Yo, after he came out of jail, it was
I
never the
was-
same.
He just
Listen,
made it again.
Niggas were fucking hype as fuck for him to come
Yo,
out of
made the
jail
same song
and
again.
drop some shit.
Listen,
Oh my god. What the fuck
on
was it? What the
on the radio?
He just made the same thing.
listen.
What was it? What was it?
I am not rocking with the U.S. justice system or the prison system, but they needed to send that nigga back as soon as he started rapping that trap.
They did not put him through enough.
Bro,
No,
bro.
they didn't.
What was it? Hoochie Daddy.
God,
Hoochie
that's
Daddy.
no, wasn't that literally just?
That was 2 years ago. Hoochie Daddy was 2
He
years
didn't
ago.
drop shit since then.
No, he did actually, and they're
Did
all
he
ass.
really?
You can look. You see this
Oh
shit,
god,
nigga. From these are all singles, by the way. And then after that album,
Bobby Shmurda, pack it up.
he had fucking a Bod Boy, and then Shmurda got Cash. They're both in 2022, by the way.
We-
Got cash.
I remember listening to that how they came out. I was in middle school, and that shit was like that was the song.
Yeah.
And for him to come out of jail, everybody waited for him to drop something hard, and that's what he does. It's
Yo.
like, enjoy your peace, bro. But like, what the fuck?
All right, the one
Get
person
this guy back in jail, bro.
for I think the one person that people don't know about too, like because he's older, but that he could still drop some shit if he wanted to, which I think he's getting out next either
This guy's still in
either
jail,
next
bro.
year. Yeah, I think he's getting out next year, or I think he's getting out soon. Is Max B?
I ain't never
That sounds
heard of
so
Max B in
familiar.
my life.
He get him on that.
Yeah, he is. I shit you not. He literally is. You look it
You
up.
got a lifetime sentence,
I
bro.
believe it when I see it. I believe it when I
He's
see
gonna
it.
come out with a cane.
Free Max B.
No, he literally. What's it called?
I believe it when I see it.
Alright.
Fuck
Free
is
Max
Max
B
B?
is back.
Alright.
Who the fuck is Max B?
Basically, he was the one.
Is he one of them dudes who go, I was sitting in the park with my old
No.
friends?
No, nigga, the
He
fuck.
came up with French Montana.
Oh, he's
Oh.
associated with French Montana?
Basically, I think Max B was like his OG. I think.
I don't fuck with French Montana, unfortunately. Same with, like, fuck, what's his name? Nav? I don't fuck with that guy either.
There's only like 2 artists I know that are going through like some criminal cases right now, where if they win and make it out, they're gonna be like the biggest thing once they come out.
Who are they?
Young Thug and YNW Melly has a chance if he beats that crazy ass
If he
case.
beats
Not
that-
this
the
shit.
case where he literally can't beat it.
Yeah,
If he beats that
yeah.
crazy ass- I'll wake up in the morning. I got murder on my mind.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Peace
I
out
said,
soon.
believe it when I see
So
it.
yeah, 2020.
We'll see you soon, Max B. If you want to join the podcast, let us know, dude.
So if that's the case, then next year, that'll be the case, and like I wouldn't say he would probably be given like a whole bunch of like crazy shit just to like drop after he gets out. Way better. I can't even say way better. Hopefully better than
Bobby
Bobby.
Shmurda's return.
Because Remy was better than that motherfucker when she got out.
Yeah.
I forgot what she even fucking did to even get put in.
She shot somebody.
She shot someone, yes.
Okay. Anyway.
I had some time to think about this because we were talking earlier about studying the game.
Mhm.
I came up with the 5 projects that I had listened to the most in the process of making Being Bayani Is Dead. So I'm gonna go one by one of them. I'm sure you guys will all have thoughts on each of these because I'm pretty confident projects that we've all listened to before.
Mhm.
The first one's Late Registration. Late Registration, fucking god tier album. Touch the Sky is the greatest song of all time. That Lupe verse on there is one of the greatest on time, or greatest of all time. Lupe, I think that is Lupe's song. I'm gonna be fucking real. I think that song is Lupe's song.
That's a fair assessment.
Speaking of Lupe, Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor is the other one that I would probably put on there as inspiration. Tyler the Creator's Igor, very obviously inspiration for Magic, but also just some of the soul cuts off of that are super inspirational. Mac Miller Swimming, rest in peace, Mac Miller. For me, both Swimming and why am I forgetting the one that the posthumous one that he put out? One with his Circles.
Circles?
Circles. It was Circles. Circles was also a pretty big inspiration for me. And then Brockhampton Saturation 1, specifically. For me, it was like, I can also, Denzel Curry's Melt My Eyes, See Your Future is like, that one's like, easily the one I pulled the most from. Just because it's, one, it's Denzel Curry. I fucking love Denzel Curry. And two, that was like one of my most listened to albums like ever last year. But yeah, I studied. Most of it was just like kind of trying to find your way through these soul cuts because you want to be respectful to the original artist that you're kind of chopping and sampling from.
Yeah.
So, trying to think like what's my favorite cut off. A Letter to the Me That Died. I fucking love the way that I used the soul cut on that one. But it's just like, study the game, respect the people who came before you because otherwise you're gonna look like a fucking dick. And also, there's no shame in admitting that people did it better than you did. That's just how the game goes. There are greats. Make yourself a great.
But what if the greats are assholes?
If the greats are assholes, then you gotta respect them, but you just treat them like a fucking, like a stepdad, dude.
Right.
That's true.
Respect
I do
the
not
art.
give.
Say
It's
fuck
fuck Kanye
off.
West until I die, but like.
No, he is.
Yeah, let it be known, Speakerboxx Studios does not fuck with Kanye West as a person, or with Ye, or whatever he wants to go by nowadays. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like coming to terms with the fact that the sound that I was making wasn't anything new, but the fact that I was on it is what made it new. It was my voice, it was my story, it was my writing. That's what makes it me. The sound, maybe you hear a bit of Zell in there, maybe you hear a bit of Kanye in there, maybe you hear a bit of Back in there, but like at the end of the day, like that's still my sound. And I think that's kind of the takeaway that most people who are pursuing music should do is, take your inspirations, but don't forget about the people that came before you, because hip hop is a constantly evolving, constantly changing game. The people who make it out are the people who make it out. They make it out for a reason. You could tell what a J. Cole track sounds like. You know what a Drake song sounds like. You know what a Kendrick Lamar song sounds like.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like the big takeaway. Just make people remember you.
Yeah. And then if you got something that sounds a little too similar, especially a lot to specific artists, I'm gonna quote the great T-Pain on one of his fucking Twitch streams. Do something else.
That is true. Do something.
Yeah.
We got niggas who do that shit already.
Yeah.
Do something else.
You're so right.
God, flick it. Damn it. Like, yo, that shit was so funny.
Right. I was like,
right.
It's just like
the thing is right is like sure like you could dub a Kendrick voice over the music that I make, but Kendrick's never gonna be able to rap about the shit that I've been through.
Right.
And like I'm never gonna be able to rap the shit about
vice
Kendrick
versa.
goes.
Right. Exactly.
That's just how it goes.
You
Tell
gotta
your
know.
fucking story. I think that's what people kind of fail to take away from hip hop nowadays is that it's become so much more about the benefits you get out of making popular hip hop than it is like the storytelling of it all, the narrative thread that weaves through it all.
The authenticity. Yeah, you got.
You make the reason why hip hop is where it is now is because people were unafraid to tell their stories. And for a long time I was scared to tell my story. There was a point where I was like, there is no fucking way in hell that I'm putting this project out, and I realized that I had no choice but to put this project out because I thought it would be disingenuous for me to not tell my story and still call myself an artist. Because what is an artist without his pain? What is an artist without his trauma? What is an artist without his story? That's kind of the big takeaway I got from pulling this out, and to be willing to share that vulnerability, to be willing to share that authenticity, that raw honesty that kind of pushes you to keep going in the first place is something that most people should kind of strive to do. Be willing to share a piece of you that you weren't willing to share before. Because you never know when you're not going to be able to share that story again. And you'd rather people hear it now than never. Anyone else want to add anything, or are we going to use that as our end?
I was say that's you can end it right there.
Yeah, I got a couple announcements that we can
Yeah, let's do a couple announcements.
Okay, so while I'm recording this right now, it's September 3rd. This should be our 4th episode. I'm release all our first 4 on September 9th. So we're all ready to go. Spotify, everything's set up. That's it. So when you guys are watching this, it'll be September 9th. This will be the 4th episode that you saw, and the next one will be coming out the next Monday afterwards.
Hopefully with a fucking complete intro.
So we'll see you. Yeah, hopefully with the complete intro, we'll be back. What would the date on that be?
That is next Monday.
Yeah.
Because that's the monthly. Yeah. Only reason why I remember that.
So go ahead, check that out when that episode comes out. Anyone else got some shit that's coming out anytime soon?
Absolutely.
Anything you want to tell people about that the world needs to know?
My podcast is coming soon. I'm announcing more once I know,
The details of it all.
details of
You'll
it all.
probably hear more about it at next week's episode. We're gonna make Pat do it.
Oh yeah, next week's episode we should probably we hinted at it. Oh, the episode we hinted at it, we're not releasing yet. So
what was that episode 2?
no, so basically how I did it right is the first episode we ever recorded was episode 1.
Which was
Like
0.
the
right?
0, yeah. Yeah, episode 0 was the first one we ever recorded. And then the 4th episode we recorded where we all introduced ourselves, where we said that'd be the first episode. That's episode 1.
That's the albums one.
Yes.
That's the fucking first time we fucking recorded this shit. Okay.
That's a banger.
And then the second episode, which is technically the third one, is
We argued for like 30 minutes in that fucking
Yeah, y'all tried to fucking.
We were arguing about fucking Kendrick, weren't we?
No.
Because Pat said that Dan was his favorite.
no, that's episode 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that episode.
Yeah,
I'm
Pat's still on
talking
track
about.
for
That episode, Sean tried to sit here and catch me in some shit out when we were talking
Yeah,
about top
same
5.
episode. Yep, same
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yo.
And then,
For reference, if you ended up watching it before this one or whatever the fuck the case may be,
better.
I did not say in that particular way.
I don't know, y'all. You can decide for yourself. It
All right,
kind of sounds like it to me when I was re-listening to it.
You didn't listen to it. Anyway.
But all the other episodes, because this is technically our 9th one we ever recorded. So I'm releasing 4 and I'm keeping 5 in the vault for now.
We'll
So
keep
like,
him in the ball for now.
if we ever have a situation where we can't record for a week, I'll just upload that one instead.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn about the Justice League, that's our Patreon.
Yeah, check out our
Oh,
Patreon
Patreon
whenever that comes out.
exclusive.
Patreon fucking exclusive.
You have to pay to be watching to watch me throw my career away.
Real Justice League is insane.
Yeah, you do the outro. I think we're good enough.
And it goes without saying, if you don't stream Being Bayani is Dead, we'll find where you live. And I will make you listen to it. That's all I'm going to do. So again, Being Bayani is Dead. Bayani is spelled Bayani. It's on streaming everywhere. It is my broken little heart on a silver platter for you to listen to. It's only 20 minutes long. Everyone's got 20 minutes. You got a 20-minute car ride. You got 20 minutes to spare on your break at work. Give it a listen. I think you'll find there's something for everyone in there. So, once again, with Speakerboxx Studios, my name is Gio. To my right, I've got
Pat.
Right in front of him, we've got, and to his right, we've got. This is Speakerboxx Studios, calling it out for one more day. We'll see you next week.
Speakerboxx.